Hey Flosstube, welcome to Creative Whim Studio. Hey friends, it's so good to be back. I love this weekly thing. It just makes things go a lot smoother, and I remember what I showed last week, and it just makes it way easier than having a lot of time in between. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you stick around. I want to show you my last t-shirt my husband got me for Christmas. Don't you love that? Pretty sketchy. Cracks me up. However, I'm going to pause the video now that I've showed you that because I'm freezing and I need to put something else on. Hold please. Today is Saturday, February 4th. This is my Flosstube episode 166. Thank you again for being here. So today, Kevin is playing his first gig with his new tribute band called the Petty Thieves. It's a Tom Petty tribute band. I love Tom Petty. Oh my gosh, I went to his concerts when I was in high school. I just love his music and I love him. And I have kind of a fun story about him, but I'll share that maybe later in the video. So that is why I'm doing my video so late. It's 5 o'clock Saturday. And so, but he's not here. He's the gig is down by Detroit, and he left like an hour ago, and he probably won't go home till like 1 in the morning. So anyways, guess what? That means I'm gonna get a lot of stitching done tonight. I'm super excited. So this last week, what did I do? I finished charting my Patreon charts. I don't think I had even started them until Monday, and they are due on the 1st of every month. So Monday and Tuesday I charted 3 charts, and Wednesday morning I got all the PDFs ready and got them uploaded and all the things that I needed to do for Patreon on Wednesday. Immediately after that, well, I had some errands to run Wednesday, which took a lot longer than I had figured, and Kevin had band practice Monday and again on Wednesday, and anyway, I made bean soup for the entire band because I had this ham bone that I needed to cook, and after we have ham, I always make bean soup because it's my all-time favorite thing in the world to eat. I love it. Okay, maybe not my favorite in the world to eat, but it is delish. So I made a double batch so I could feed the band too. So that took time. It was just like, I need to get this punch needle done. So I started, finished, fully finished, photographed, and wrote the directions for a punch needle for the Spring Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. So I started it on Wednesday, like Wednesday evening, like probably 5 or 6 o'clock at night. And then Thursday we had the grandkids, so I could only punch on it in the morning. And then we picked up the grandkids from school. We ended up having to take them home like around 5:30, 5:45, because Kevin and I went to the seminarian dinner at the Knights of Columbus in Davison, and it is a fundraiser dinner to help the Sumerians. That's not right. Did I say Sumerians? Yeah. I don't. Oh my gosh! Now I'm all confused. Yes, the Sumerians. I don't know. They are. They're young men that are learning to become priests. They're going, it's like college education, really. They go, I don't know, I think it's a 4-year thing, 4-year program, and then they become a deacon, and there's more learning and training before they can become a priest. Anyways, I know for the first 4 years, I want to say, it's like $26,000 a year. So it's, it's really hard for some families to be able to afford that, so they have this fundraiser. Anyways, we went to that. Long story. So then Friday, I sat and finished that punch needle. And then like I said, I did all of the other things I needed to do with it. I also had to do the coloring book pages for Patreon. I got those uploaded. So it was very productive, but it was very like under the gun. Pressure all week long. And I was like, no. So, whew, a big weight is lifted off. So I feel much better. Yeah, so that's how our week went. And it went like a blink of an eye. I feel like I just did a floss tube 2 days ago. It's crazy. So anyway, I just have one announcement that I was supposed to mention last week, because when Kristen and I went down to Craft Gallery, they wanted me to mention on my floss tube that they are having a Super Bowl, pre-Super Bowl sale. So I'm going to give you the details on that. I know Pam and Steph mentioned it too, but they mentioned theirs last weekend, and so this is just a friendly reminder. Okay, I'm going to read their Facebook post. So join their Facebook page if you live in the area where this is your LNS, or even if you live in Michigan and it's an hour drive. It's so worth it, especially for this sale. Listen to this, guys. It says, annual pre-Super Bowl sale is back. You won't want to miss this sale. We've been cutting fabric for weeks. Lots of 50% off patterns and fabric. Sale days are Thursday and Friday, February 9th and 10th. Hours are 10 to 5. And Saturday, February 11th, hours are 10 to 4. Yay, let's party at Craft Gallery. Bring your wish list and pack your lunch. See you then. Gosh, I wish I could go to that. Why can't they be my LNS? Like, why can't they be just down the road? Anyway, so go and support them and save some money and hang out with other stitchy friends. How fun is that? I love that. And also, I'm just going to mention real quick again that I did create an exclusive for Paula and Carlton at the Craft Gallery, and it is on display there. It's called In His Image. I'm going to insert a picture here. This is only available at their store. Maybe forever, I don't know. I've never done an exclusive for a store, so we never really talked about the terms or anything, and there you go. If you love this piece as much as I do, give them a jingle. I will have their phone number and their email. Email's probably a better way to contact them, especially with this sale coming up. I know they're really busy prepping for that sale. So give Paula an email. It's pcfruth, PCFRUTH at, I think it's yahoo.com. I'll put it up here, and it will also be down in the description box below. So yeah, support them. They're amazing people. This is going to be a really short floss tube. Oh, I do want to mention that at the end of the video, I'm going to attach another video that talks all about my Patreon and what you get with my Patreon and all of that. I have been meaning to do this for a very long time. I started my Patreon in October of 2020, and so it's been over 2 years. And I just needed to refresh the video explaining what it was about, because I've changed a little bit. I've added in the mystery cell for tier 4, things like that. And so anyways, that is going to be at the end of the video. So if you don't want to watch it, that's totally fine. But if you're interested and you want to hear a little bit about it, yeah, I've got a video. It's kind of lengthy, but once you hear about the tiers, you don't have to listen to the rest. But the rest, if you do decide you're going to join, the rest of the video has some really pertinent information that will help you when you first join. Okay, so we're going to go over my whips, which sadly, I only worked on my cross stitch piece, needle and flax, just a tiny bit. So last week, I only had one of her white bloomers done. So I finished her other bloomers, or her other leg, I guess, and then added her little shoes on there. And now I'm starting the little heart and hand that's next to her. So yeah, this is going to be a market release. This is being stitched on LFA linen millstone 40 count. And I did switch out, I don't know if you remember, if you watched my last video, but I switched out the white, it was 3866 DMC. And thankfully, Teresa Vanette, when I got my order from her, she had just threw in a piece of floss as just a nice gesture. And it happened to be Blanc, which shows up beautifully now. My white that I had before, that 3866, did not show up very well. And I don't have a picture of it. I keep forgetting to print it to show you guys. But basically, there's a little heart and hand. There's a thimble up here. Over here, there's a little like hill, and it says flax with a sheep on it. And then tied to the top of the sheep is a tomato pin cushion. It's so stinking cute. And then there's a little house up here. So it's really cute. And this will be a Nashville release. I'm hoping to finish it into a pillow. Matter of fact, I saw somebody finish it into a pillow. And I'm going to ask them if I can insert, I'm going to message them. And if I can insert their picture, I will insert it here so that you can see it. Well, guys, this is the shortest floss tube I think I've ever recorded. But I've been working on things that I can't show you. Well, actually, I can show you what I designed for my Patreon. I mean, that took up a lot of the week, so I might as well show it to you. I also forgot to mention sale time. This week's sale is for the Thoughts and Dreams book, and I do need to make a correction. So when I did a live video, not this past week, but the week before, with my Patreon group, I was telling them about the sale, and I said, I don't know, but maybe you'll be able to use your coupon code, because as a Patreon, as a Whimsy, you get a coupon code if you're into tier 2, 3, or 4. Anyways, and people were going over there and buying, I think it was when I had the Flurry book on sale, and they were saying, oh my gosh, you know, I'm getting the sale price plus I'm using my coupon code. So I thought that you could stack those two deals. So that was my impression. So last weekend, or last floss tube, I said that you could do that. And then I got a lot of messages from people saying, I'm one of your Patreon members and I can't use the coupon code and still get the sale. So I looked into it, and what is the deal is that you cannot stack a coupon code on top of a sale, but what Etsy will do is give you the highest percentage off. So let's say if you're in my tier 2, you get 10% off my Etsy shop. Well, I'm giving 20% off this. So what Etsy will do is give you the 20% off, but you can't get 30% off. It's not going to stack it, which I wish they would do that. I don't see why they wouldn't do that, because us as the shop owner, I think we have the right to choose whether we want the person to be able to stack those things or not. I don't know, but it's just one of those things. I don't know. I've been tossing around in my head about moving away from Etsy and getting my own shop, because I know how to set up a website. I have set up 4 websites now. 5 actually, if you count the Jingle Ball Shopify shop. So I know how to do it. It's just very, very time consuming. And for me to get all my products from Etsy over into a website, there's just not enough hours in the day. Of course, I could hire somebody to do that, but that, you know, might be something I do. I don't know. It would just be nice to have a little bit more control over what you can and cannot do with your own site. But anyway, having said all that, Thoughts and Dreams, I will show you the 3 patterns that are inside of this book. We have flowers and weeds. It's flowers or weeds. Let me read it first. Your mind is the garden, your thoughts the seeds. You can either grow flowers or weeds. I love that one. I'd like to actually stitch that for my home and hang it where everybody can read it, because it is the truth. Then I love this. Life is tough, my darling. Whoops. But so are you. Wow. There we go. And then we have Daydream Believer. Try to get that out of your head now. You'll be singing that the rest of the day. So anyway, 20% off of my Etsy shop from this Saturday till next Saturday. Actually, actually it runs through Friday, because the new sale will start on Saturday. All right, so I am just going to show you real quick, because this is such a short floss tube, just to show you some things that I've been working on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the January Patreon charts, and then I will show you what I have for this month. Tier 2, 3, and 4. I want to stitch this one myself. I love this, or maybe have it model stitched. I don't know. I love this one so much. It's just really, really pretty. And I use kind of muted colors, brown colors, because January in Michigan, it's winter. I should have used all gray, to be honest, because it's so gray here. It was sunshiny earlier and it was really awesome, but it's gone now. Then if you were in tier 2 or in tier 3 and 4, you could get this one. I live in a cottage, and I will let you read that yourself. I'm sure you're all capable. Now, the reason I'm showing you the January ones is because if you join now in February, you can't get these as part of your membership, but I put in the secret shop all the past Patreons, so you can go into this password protected secret shop and purchase any of these charts if you wish. And they're all PDF downloads. And then if you are in tier 4, January, you got this one. Love it. So that was January. Okay, so now, if you were to join now in February, these are the ones that you would get. And I had these all separated. Tier 2, 3, and 4, you have Home Sweet Home. And it's all bee themed. So if you noticed on the last 3 that I showed you for January, and then here for February, they are all a similar theme, and I use all the same threads throughout so that you're not buying different threads for all 3 pieces if you're in tier 4. The Buzzing of the Day, love this one. This one got a lot of thank yous very much because they really liked this one. It's really different for me. I'm thinking spring, y'all. We had, you know, below 0 temps this past week, so I'm like looking forward to flowers and sunshine and bees and birds. And then this one is Be Kind. This was for tier 4 only. That's it, guys. So what are my plans for this week? My plans for this week is to finish this sweet little piece, Needle and Flax. I love it so much. And just a heads up, if you do see people stitching this now, it's because also part of my Patreon perks are when we meet some milestones, I will give out a free chart. So they had a week to download this chart, and then I deleted it. So yeah, so just some fun things here and there that we do in there. But I want to finish this. I want to fully finish it because I need to photograph it and I need to write the directions and get everything ready so they can start stuffing the patterns. And then my punch needle that I'm doing for market, I'm still waiting for my Valdani to show up. As soon as it gets here, I'm going to get that done. Oh, and you know what exciting happened this week? I got 3 pieces back from Model Stitchers. I was like, woo woo! I was kind of bummed because one of them I planned on releasing for Nashville, but I'm not now because I already have 7 pieces and it's too late. Also, I would be under the gun to try to get it framed and all that. And I'm just like, no, I can't keep putting that pressure on myself. So look for those things to come later, like, I don't know, probably March, April, May. Yeah, like every couple months I'm going to be having a new release. So they'll be smaller than Nashville, obviously. But anyways, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get the punch needle done and get the directions and all that finished for that. Then I'm going to be starting on a new fabric line for Riley Blake Designs. That is due March 1st. So I'm going to start working on that and just work on it as much as I can, as much as possible this week. So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. Right. I had a cute little conversation with Easton and Ellery on Thursday, so I'm going to include that after my floss tube, but before the whole Patreon explanation. So yeah, check that out. I know you guys enjoy seeing them, and which makes my heart so happy because I think little kids are hilarious. I could sit and talk to little kids all day long because they are so funny. So anyways, I'm glad that you enjoy that part of my videos. All right, bye. How about we not do that?
So let the kids out.
So Bubby, tell me, last week you said you were scared of wolves. Why were you scared of wolves? Because why?
I'm in the woods.
We don't have wolves around here. I didn't realize that your sister said something about wolves. I wondered why you were afraid of wolves. I watched the video back and Sissy said, I got a big old stick to fight off wolves. Yeah, and I didn't realize you said that, so I was wondering why you were afraid of wolves. Then it all made sense to me.
And I was struck down teeny.
You were what?
I was tracking down Teeny.
You were tracking down Teeny?
I'm in the skin of the cracker. I put my stick down. I'm in the skin of the cracker. Peel it off. And then she didn't get him 3 times.
She's hard to keep up with in the woods, isn't she?
Yeah. And then she can find my stick in and then eat it.
She took your stick from you, didn't she?
And eat it.
Yeah, well, good thing that the woods are
And
the
then
forest.
when I track her down.
Yeah, we had to track her down.
If Teeny flowers are sticking, might go in her belly and she'll.
Yeah, well, she chews sticks all the time. So far, we've been lucky and she's never had a problem, but
Wow.
I worry about that too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have 3 ears. And Teeny is.
Teeny's what?
Teeny is a cutie pie.
Yeah, she is.
Teeny a cutie pie.
You guys are cutie pies too.
How did you take your taste off?
How did what?
How did your taste get off?
Oh, I dropped my phone and that part broke. So I
Where
had.
is it?
Oh, I threw it away because it's broke. So I ordered a new pop socket and a new case. My new case, though, is going to have my artwork on it. So I'm super excited about that.
Maybe you can buy another one of those. Mommy doesn't have a suitcase.
We're talking about a phone case.
Mommy doesn't have a phone case.
Oh, your mom doesn't have a phone case?
Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if she didn't, because without them, you can break your phone real easy. That's why we put cases on them, to protect them.
Mommy put cases on hers.
She has cases on hers.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't. Yeah, she has a flower one, remember?
A flower one?
Yeah. A pretty one.
Pretty flower one?
Yeah. I have a purple one now.
Purple?
Yeah. And I have a has a little telescope. Oh no, it's just a circle thing that has a line, and like that way. Like that we can over that way, that way. And it's like a magnifying glass.
Oh, a magnifying glass?
Yeah, it's on his phone.
Oh, on your dad's phone?
His picture. Guys, look, it's snowing.
I know, again. Snowing again. What do you think? Don't we have enough snow right now?
Yes. We do.
I think so too.
Oh, it's falling down. Now it's going fast.
You're talking with your mouth full of crackers. Just went flying out of your mouth.
Now it's going fast.
Oh yeah, now it's smelling real good.
Uh-oh.
Makes the road slippery.
Yeah,
Tina, she's on cleanup duty.
Big one. To the bathroom.
It's snowing again.
Oh, what was TV?
Hi, my name is Teresa Kogut. Welcome to this video. Today I want to talk to you about Patreon. What is Patreon? Well, Patreon is a membership site and you pay a monthly fee in order to get certain perks. There's different tiers to join and I'm going to go over those tiers with you here in a minute. The tiers are different prices and you pick which one suits your needs and your wishes. You can cancel anytime. You can switch from a lower tier to a higher tier or vice versa. So there's a lot of freedom to it and I think that is very beneficial to you. Also, if you purchase an entire year in advance, you save 10% on your membership. So let's go over the tiers, okay? So I have 4 tiers. Tier 1, you become a whimsy. So that's what I've coined the phrase for my Patreon members. They're called my whimsies. And tier 1, you become a whimsy. With that level, you get to see all the live videos that I do, any sneak peeks for my Riley Blake fabric lines. You get to see things that I'm working on for new releases. It's basically just showing your support and being a part of the community that I'm building here in Patreon, a way to be more involved and see behind the scenes of what's going on here at Creative Whim Studio. If you join Tier 2, you become a loyal Whimsy. And what you get with that is everything in Tier 1 that I just mentioned, but you also get one PDF download that is available to you the first of every month. It is available for that current month, and then the first of the next month, I upload the new ones and delete the previous months. So the only way to get past Patreon designs is through the secret shop, which is also available to you as a Tier 2 member. So that's exciting. In the secret shop, like I said, you can purchase all the past Patreon charts that you wish, and you also have exclusive products that you get to shop for that I do not offer in my Etsy shop. So that's really fun. I think it's a great perk for you to be able to go in and just peruse all the different products that are available to you for being a Whimsy. Also, as a loyal Whimsy, you can get 10% off at my Etsy shop, and that coupon code changes the first of every month. The same with the secret shop. It's password protected, and the first of every month the password changes. So that way, if people do leave, they unfortunately will lose access to that, but it's only for active members in my Patreon. Also, as a loyal Whimsy, you can purchase a exclusive ornament, downloadable PDF of an ornament that I design every single month for my Patreon members, Tier 2 through 4. So how that came about was people wanted some smaller designs. They wanted ornaments, things that were quick to stitch. So I thought about adding another tier to my Patreon, and that tier would include an ornament, so they would get 4 designs a month. Well, I talked to my Patreon members about that, my Whimsies, and I asked them, would you want me to add another tier for this? And we kind of talked about it, and somebody mentioned, and I think it was more than one person mentioned, well, why don't you just design an ornament exclusive to Patreon members every month and then offer it to us to purchase? So that's what I did. It's dirt cheap. It is a steal of a deal. So for $5 extra a month, and this is nice too, because you're not paying for it every month whether you want it or not. This way, you don't have to buy it every month, but you can if you want to. Maybe just one floats your boat and you want to buy it, and they're only $5. It's such a great deal. Now, if you join Tier 3, you are my devoted Whimsy, and that means you get everything in Tier 1 and Tier 2, but you also get a second PDF download chart on the first of every month. You get 20% off in my Etsy shop. You also get a coloring book page. Now, with that coloring book page, I have right on the drawing that you print out on the PDF, it says that you have my permission to enlarge this, to make a hooked rug, or whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you want to do wool applique with it. Maybe you want to do, applique, quilting type of applique. Maybe you want to make a hooked rug. You can just download it and color it. If you're having a stressful day and you just want to unwind, you can just break out those color pencils and markers and just start coloring it. So I give you clear permission that you can take those drawings and use them for yourself, for personal use only, of course. You can enlarge it and make something fun for yourself. I love that. And those of you who join Tier 4, you become a true blue Whimsy. Now, with a true blue Whimsy, you get everything in Tier 1, 2, and 3. You also get a third PDF download of a chart on the first of the month. You get 25% off in my Etsy shop. And something that I just started in 2022 is a mystery sale that's only available to Tier 4 members, and I stitch it along with you. And how that works is I release a part of the sampler or the design once every month. I usually do it on the 15th because I have so much to do on the 1st to get my, new charts and everything into Patreon. So what we do is on the 15th, I release a new part of that mystery sale and we stitch it together. And when we are done stitching it, like a week after the last part has been released, I give everyone a warning. Okay, make sure everything's downloaded because I'm going to go in and delete it. Then I go back in Patreon, I delete everything about that mystery sale that we just completed. Once we complete that mystery sale, then I will have, once I get mine stitched, I send it out to be framed or I frame it myself, and then I release it to the public. So it's really a nice perk for Tier 4. We all work together. It's just fabulous. I try to go live every other week, and the live videos are available for Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everybody that's a whimsy can join my live videos. I do that every other week pretty much, unless things just get out of control and I'm traveling or I don't have time or something. But I love the live videos with my whimsies. It brings me such joy. We have so much fun. There's always a great turnout and everyone's conversing with each other. I mean, we really have built a community here in my Patreon, and I love that so very much. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, also as a Tier 4 member, you get a second coloring book page. So as a Tier 4 member, the value is incredible. It's $20. You get 3 monthly downloadable PDF charts. You get 2 coloring book pages that you can use for punch needle, wool applique, whatever, quilting, whatever you want to do with it. As long as it's for personal use only. You get 25% off in my Etsy shop. You get a mystery sale. We're going to do at least one a year, possibly like one and then start another one. So some of the, the sales might run over into the following year. And then I also do just some fun things that are a side note, like that's not listed here, but I'll just pop some fun things in there once in a while that's unexpected for everyone. So I hope that you give it some thought to join us in Patreon. We have, like I said, we have really gotten close. Oh, I forgot to mention one of the things that is available for all tier members, all whimsies, are available to join my Facebook group, because in Patreon, there's not a way for you as a whimsy to be able to show your work and communicate with other whimsies. So I started a Facebook group early on when I started Patreon. So over in the Facebook group, there's a lot of community going on, people sharing what they're stitching, and it's just, it warms my heart, really. It has grown beyond my wildest expectations, and the closeness that I feel with the people that are with me on the lives and in the Facebook group and are active in Patreon, it just overwhelms me and humbles me. There's just a few things I want to talk about. Basically, I gave you the whole gist of the different tiers and things, but if you are watching this and you're really considering joining, before you do, I just want to go over a few things with you just to make it more comfortable and easy for you to function when you do join. So if you join Patreon and then decide it's not for you, or money gets tight and you need to cancel, it's very, very simple to cancel. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/Teresa Kogut. That will take you into your Patreon account and show just my account. And you will go into settings. And when you go into settings, at the top, you'll see active memberships. You click on that. Now that means if you are in other Patreon groups, all of those will be listed in the active memberships. You go to mine and you hit edit, and that is where you can cancel. That is where you can change your credit card number. That is also where you can switch tiers if you want to move up a tier. That's where you do all of that. So when you join my Patreon and become a whimsy, you will get a personal message from me. It is full of everything that you need to know on how to function and find things in my Patreon. So there's some reading in there, and I really strongly suggest that you read it and you watch the video. At the end, there's a little link. You can click it and it goes, I show my computer and I go through detail on how to find everything you need when you join Patreon. I also want to let you know that there is a Patreon app that you can put on your phone. So whatever device that you sign in with Patreon, let's say you sign up on your laptop. Well, when you go to your desktop computer or you're at work and you want to check in on Patreon, Shh, I won't tell your boss. So what you do, you're going to have to log in again. So make sure when you do sign up that you keep your login information written down somewhere, you know, that you don't lose it, so that when you log in on your iPad, you're going to have to log in again. When you log in on a desktop or you download the Patreon app, you're going to have to log in there as well. So it's handy to have that app on your phone, but I will say that it's not as user friendly as it is if you're looking at it on an iPad, a desktop computer, or a laptop computer. When I make a post in Patreon, you will receive an email. It will be sent to the email that you use to sign up with in Patreon. So when you do sign up, make sure you use an email that you frequently check. That is how you're gonna know when I've made a post. So you'll get an email, you'll click on the email, and it will take you into Patreon where you can read the entire post. Also, if I have any PDF downloads, you have to click on the email. It'll take you into Patreon because that's where you're going to get your downloads, okay? So that's very important to know. So, you know, maybe you've been on vacation for 2 weeks and you haven't checked Patreon. What I would recommend doing is just going into patreon.com/Teresa Kogut and just scroll down the feed from where you last looked, and then just start reading and seeing what I've been up to and see if there's any freebies or anything that I've posted. So I liken the feed, I call it a feed because it's basically kind of reminds me of Facebook. So, you know, on Facebook, when people post things, you know, the person posts, this one moves down. So no one else posts, they all move down. Someone posts, they move down. It's like a, you know, it's just like that. The only difference is I'm the only one that can make a post in Patreon. So that is important for you to know, because if ever maybe you haven't checked your emails and you've missed the freebies that I give away every month that come with your membership, then go to patreon.com/Teresa Kogut. And then all the posts are dated. So if you scroll down to the first of the month, you will see a post that says download now. And then it will have a little dash and it will have the title of the thing. It will say tier 2, 3, and 4, you know. So you just want to make sure to look for the first of the month. That's where you're going to get your coloring book pages. That's where you're going to get your charts every month. That's where you're going to get the new password for the secret shop. That is also where you are going to get the new Etsy coupon codes. So the first of every month is very important. There are months where I might be a day or two late if I've been out of town or something like that happens, but usually within the first week, everything is done. But my goal, and I've been very good about it, is getting at least the charts uploaded on the very first of every single month. So that's important for you to know. Another way that you can find things in Patreon that makes it really simple is when you go into patreon.com/Teresa Kogut. At the top of the feed, there's going to be 5 boxes. And those boxes usually have the titles of things that I post the most. So when I make a post, I can put little tags on the bottom, and that kind of keeps everything filed away in certain categories, like you could say. So at the top, it might say PDFs. If you click on that, you're going to see all the posts that contain PDFs or where I'm talking about PDFs. If you click on coupon code, you click on that, it's going to give you your Etsy coupon code. If you click on, let's see, what are some of the other ones? Oh, one of them says password. If you click on that, you can find the secret shop password post for that month. So those at the top are very helpful. So basically, I think the big takeaway here is when you join and become a Whimsy, make sure that you, number one, check your emails, and that's where you're going to be alerted that I made a post. Number two, just go to patreon.com/Teresa Kogut and check it out every so often, because that is where everything happens. Also, in Patreon, there's messages. You can message me directly through Patreon, and I check those every single day, a couple times a day, and I make sure to address that and any issues you're having or anything that we're talking about. Also, you can email me, but I prefer, if it's Patreon related, just to shoot me a message right there in Patreon. I think that's it, guys. let's just look at my notes real quick, make sure I don't forget anything. Okay. So before I go, I'm just going to show you an example of what you might get when you join and become a whimsy. So this is February 4th, 2023. So just last Wednesday, a few days ago, I posted the new charts. So this was February 2023 for tier 2, 3, and 4. This is what they were able to download. Then for tier 3 and 4, we have buzzing of the day. The design for tier 3 and 4 is usually the biggest of the 3 pieces. And then tier 4, we have Be Kind with this dapper little bird in his top hat. And like I said, there's some other little perks that I just throw in there here and there that are not listed in the description when you go to my Patreon and look at the membership tier levels and what you get. So I just throw fun things in there once in a while. So we are working on getting organized. That is like my key to 2023 is getting organized. So believe it or not, I had not printed off all of my charts since 2020. I had them here and there. They were just kind of scattered around the studio. It was a hot mess. So I made a point to print everything that I've designed since 2020, October 2020. So that's quite a bit. So I have a link to one of the posts in my Patreon group. Here's another tip I forgot to mention is there's a search bar at the top of my Patreon page. You could type in binders right there and you will find the post where I talk about these binders you can get on Amazon. You can get them in multiple colors and multiple sizes. I have the 1.5 inch here, which works perfectly. This has October 2020 through all of 2021 in this binder. So the 1.5 inch binder works really well. And then here is what I have for, let me get out of the picture. So there you can see, so when it's sitting on your shelf, you can have them by year. So I wanted to have mine by year because as the designer, it makes more sense for me to do it that way. But I want it to work for you. So what we have is you can do it by year. You can do it by subject matter. Like here we have early American folk art, everyday, let's see, samplers. I'll hold these up here in a second. So there you go. So you can just picture if every one of these was a binder sitting on your shelf and you just put those in there. And you know, it doesn't have to be all my designs. You could, you know, every day, you know, you could put other patterns in there, of course. So how I have mine done is I bought the little plastic sleeves and I just have them in there, the plastic sleeves for the PDFs. But you could put a whole pattern in there if you purchased, you know, a pattern in the little 6x9 bags. So anyway, that is how I have mine organized and it feels really good to have that done. So that is one of the perks. I do have some other fun things lined up for 2023 that I plan on doing with my whimsies this year. So I'm super excited. So anyways, I hope that you become a whimsy and join us in this fun cross-stitch community and we will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.